You know how cars have creep mode, where even when you're not giving it gas, it still goes a little bit? Well, now my bike has this same functionality. In the settings, it's called virtual freewheeling. So no throttle, and I'm creeping 5 continuous watts. Even Teslas have that feature in the settings. You can enable creep mode. And man, today is a cold day to be on the bike. It is officially fall, October weather. Leaves are changing. I normally wear a balaclava. That's like my single favorite cold weather riding gear. Unfortunately, it covers my mouth, so it's not great when I'm recording videos, and I am currently suffering because of that. Where am I going? Let's go this way. But today we're talking about mid-drive motors. Oh, is this an accident? Okay, that is a very underwhelming accident right in front of a police station. Oh, this road is newly paved. Yes. But the bafang BBSHD bypass is by far the most popular mid-drive motor there is on the market. But you guys might not be aware that that motor is approaching 10 years old without any updates, and I don't think there's any updates slated anytime in the future. It appears from my basic research that bafang is kind of moving away from the high performance aftermarket DIY space, and they're just offering very mundane street legal options. So for that reason, as they fail to deliver any meaningful upgrade to any of their products, my opinion on bafang is quickly sliding. But this is especially impactful for the mid-drive market, aftermarket, because as mentioned, the BBSHD for the longest time was really one of your only options you had. At least with hub motors, if you go on Alibaba, there's hundreds to choose from, and they're all pretty good because a hub motor at its core is a very simple product. Mid-drives, a bit more complicated, more moving parts, quite literally, and bafang was the reputable choice. But there's a newer company that's gaining some steam. I've talked about them before. Company name is CYC. They are Chinese. This is not a homegrown American company, but they're gaining a reputation for having quality products. They've been around for a while. They offer a few different models, and they're embracing the aftermarket, high performance DIY kits, which is something that I really appreciate, and it's what bafang is reluctant to do. Oh, by the way, do you guys want my speed GPS here, so you can follow along, be more immersed? So CYC offers, historically, a stealth and a pro model. They are currently on the 3rd generation of both, so it seems like they're taking into account user feedback. Oh my gosh, that is a huge ghost. And yeah, they're just rapidly updating and improving their product offerings. I personally purchased the Gen 2 of the stealth model, and I liked it. It definitely wasn't perfect. The pros were certainly the build quality. The thing was like a solid hunk of metal. I felt like it would last for thousands of miles. Also, the way that it connects to the bike, the installation process, very seamless, has wide compatibility as well. But the pain point was the design. So both the Pro and the Stealth use a primary chain to connect the motor to the front crankset, which then uses the secondary chain to go to the back wheel and deliver power. So having 2 chains increases the noise level. That thing made a ton of noise. And the reliability, right? More moving parts, double the chance of having the chain break. But to address this, the company recently released a brand new product, a whole new line that has a new design. It's called the Photon, and it eliminates the primary chain drive. In exchange, it uses a similar solution to the bafang BBSHD. It's like an internal gearing system that delivers the power to the crankset and then ultimately through your chain to the back wheel. It eliminates a lot of moving parts. It's also contained, so dirt and other contaminants can't get into it. So a lot less maintenance, a lower probability of something mechanically failing on you. and it produces a lot less noise. Only downside with the Photon is the power level. Nominal, it's 750 watts. And considering this company is making products for the enthusiast market, it's a little bit underwhelming. Even the Stealth of their previous generation, which is the smaller, more affordable option, is 1500 watts. And then the Pro goes up to 5,000 watts. It is a little bit cheaper, however. The Photon is their cheapest offering at 950 bucks for the entire kit. That's everything you need to get going, except for the battery. And in comparison, the Stealth, I think, is 1050, and the Pro is like 1200 base. But still, I can't help but wonder, what if the company made a much more powerful version of this new motor? Because that would completely change the market. And if I had a guess, I'm not affiliated with the company, by the way, but if I had a guess, I think this hypothetical, more powerful version is imminent. The company's all about high performance, the aftermarket DIY space, and I just can't see them stopping with the Photon, especially with the success and the popularity of that new model. Okay, it is extremely windy. I really hope you guys can hear me. So for that reason, let me go ahead and give you guys my expectations / wish list for this new model. As previously established, the Photon is a little bit cheaper than the Stealth of the older model, and I think those are two pretty good analogs. So if I had to guess, this new Photon, possibly called Proton, just to keep with the naming scheme, might be a little bit cheaper than the current Pro Gen 3. And that has a starting price at $1,200. But the power, just like with the Photon and the Stealth, might be a little bit less as well. The current Pro Gen 3 has two models, one that's 3.5 kilowatts, another that's 5 kilowatts. But I would be happy if this new Proton was in the range of even just 2 kilowatts. That's still a ton of power, and it should also be compatible with a 72 volt battery. Both the Photon and the Stealth are only compatible up to 52 volts, but the Pro model goes all the way up to 72. So I would expect that level of compatibility with this new hypothetical, more high-powered Photon. Yeah, so let us know in the comments below if CYC did indeed come out with a new, more powerful version of their Photon that was around 2 kilowatts, compatible with up to a 72 volt battery, and cost a little bit less than their current Pro Gen 3 model, something in the range of like $1,100. Would you guys go for that? In my opinion, I do think that would be an absolute game changer, and it'll become the default go-to high-powered mid-drive choice in the aftermarket. Unfortunately, Bafang with their BBSHD is just no longer competitive. That thing is about 10 years old, and there's no indication of any updates on the horizon, especially in the higher power ranges. And CYC, even though it's a relatively new company, they are rapidly offering and updating their product lines. And if they can release a product as previously described, that would be awesome. But that's gonna do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, and you're still watching, I appreciate a like, subscribing before you go. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.